Hello, welcome to the wonderful world of random sequencing. Today we have a wonderful show. This channel is also known as Sequencing Random Numbers, and we're going to be dealing with the mega sequences here. And there are many sequences, and I will begin with explaining how these sequences occur. They occur by whatever numbers show up with a machine that create these sequences, but they also occur relative to the calendar date. There's a relationship between the calendar date and the sequences that take place. And I will show you that relationship. I know it seems kind of like the Twilight Zone sort of thing, but they say the future and the present and the past is all one sequence, so they're it's all one single sequence uh, in relationship. So I'm going to show you that relationship. In this calendar date, you could see the number 25 right here. Now the 25 right here, 25 is equal to 5. The 25 carries the statement 2 fives, which is 5. And 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. So you can see that right there. So over here we have a calendar day 8, 2, and 8, 5. So that forms a 2, 5. So if you have 25, there's a possibility it's going to create a 10. And as you can see, it created a 10 because 25 is equal to 10. And it created a 25. So you want to look at your calendar dates because a lot of those sequences come from your calendar dates, as I've already explained. Another one that occurred was the 29 is equal to 9, and 9 plus 9 is equal to 18. So as you can see right here, we have a 29, and over here we also have a 29, right? A 29 created this 18 because the 29 carries the statement 9, and 9 plus 9 is equal to 18. So here's your 29 and here's your 18. Now this sequence right here is kind of a heads up of the 29 is going to take place. And as you can see, it took place right here. And so you want to plan, if that's your intuition, you obviously want to plan playing the 29 and the 18. In this case, the 18 was the bonus. So you want to look at these numbers, and they're going to play out. Let's see. Another thing that is interesting is that like for instance, this has the statement of, so this is 58, right? Okay, let me skip that. Let's go into the 72 is equal to 36, 36 sequence. Now, the reason, okay, so 36 plus 36 is equal to 72. Now, this number here represents two numbers. It represents the 27, or it could represent the 72. And as you can see right here, we have this sequence, the 63. Now, the 63 is equal to the 36 as a reverse sequence, so they're equivalent. Numerically, they have the same value. So the 63 sequences to a 36 as a reverse sequence, and then it recreated itself over here as a 63. Now, whenever you have like a repeat, like for instance, this is 36 here, right? And this 63 also represents 36. So basically what you have here is the 36, 36 sequence, and that is equal to 72. So look at your dates here, and you can see that this is a 7 and a 2. So this sequence right here kind of spells out the 36, 36 sequence. In other words, it did play out over here, but it played out as a reverse sequence, but they're equal to each other, you know. So also you have here the 27. and I'll explain that later because on this sequence, because that's equal to 14, and I'll explain that over here. So we also have here the 60, right? So as you can see, it played out 60, 60, right? And 60, 60 is equal to 120. It's equal to 120, and it's equal to a 10-2 sequence. The way it works out, in other words, whenever you get a sequence like this, 60 plus 60, it'll play out 120. And the way it does that is that it uses this number here. This is a statement that allows us to connect to this sequence here. So this is basically called the I am statement. So this 60, 60, I am, this is 13, I am, what? 10, 10, 2. And what is 10, 2? This is 120. This is another way of forming 120. By using the 10 and the 2, you have 120. And 120 is equal to 60, 60. So there's some logic there, you know. So I already explained the reverse sequence of the 63 is equal to 36. So let's move on to, here's something here. Let me see if I could find that. 14 is equal to 15. I think this is it, right? I think so. Okay, 14. What you have here is 54. 10 is the, let me see. Here's the 15. Let me look at this again. 45. Okay, let's go on to another sequence. I'm a little lost right there. I don't know what I put. We're going to explain the 27. Now, the 27 is equal to 7, 7, and 7 plus 7 is equal to 14. As you can see in this calendar date, we have a 2 and a 7, right? And two sevens is 7, 7. 7 plus 7 is equal to 14. So it created this 14. And it actually created another 14 over here. Now the reason why it did that for a couple of reasons. So here's one reason, because here you have a statement of two 14s, and as you can see, it didn't play out here, but it did play out over here. So this statement says two 14s, so it created 14, 14. Now the two 7s is created this sequence, which is the 14. And so that's something that that is very interesting. What else do I have here? We have the calendar date, the 22 sequence to a 7. So 22 right here sequence to this 7. And what it shows is that this statement here it's a statement of two 27s. What is two 27s? 27 plus 27, and 27 plus 27 is equal to 54. So this sequence here created this 15-14 sequence, and so what you have here is on the left hand side you have the equal statement. So 1 1 is just the equal statement. It's a statement of what this is here. So this is actually 45, or you can see it as 54. So that kind of explains this sequence. Let's go on to another concept here. This is the 31 here. This is the 31, and the 31 is equal to 1 1 1. In binary notation, 1 1 1 is equal to 7. And as you can see right here, you have a 31, and it's sequenced to this 7 by using this 14. The 14 carries it's a statement. It's the I form statement. So 31 I form, and then it goes into a 7 right here. So that's just a I would say that's a whole step away from here. This is a half step, and this is a whole step. So this is a sequence that's legit. And then we have the 37. What the 37 has functionality to. It has an expression. And usually there are many ways to express 37, and one way it does is by the 13 7. So over here you have 37, right? So 37 has to create a number, and it's going to create this number. But there are other numbers that it create. but I'm explaining how it created this one. So what it did is it sequenced to this 13 and 7. What this expresses is I-37. So it's basically a repeat of what this 37 is. And one way you could create this 37 is by using the 13 and 7. Alright, so let's go on to another concept here. This is the 70. 70 is equal to 35, 35. And 35 is equal to 555, 3 fives, right? 3 fives is 555, and 5 plus 5 plus 5 is equal to 15. So right here, you could see how you have a 15, right? And here's your 35, and this is your 15 here again. So essentially, you have, because 15 is equal to 35, right? So essentially, you got a 35 here, and then this 15 is also equal to 35. So 35 plus 35 is equal to 70. So that's why this 70 is showing up right here. So that's something you want to understand, that the 15 is equal to 35, and you do have but it was created by this 15. This 15 produced this 15 here, and you already had a 35 here. So this is a 35. You link those together and you get 35, 35, 70. So let's go on to another concept here. We got here the 26 is equal to 6, 6. Now, in other words, the 26 carry the statements 2 sixes. What is 2 sixes? 6, 6. And 6 plus 6 is equal to 12. So this 26 could sequence to a 6, 6, or it could sequence to a 12. They're equal to each other. So if you go to your calendar date right here, see, you got a 26, right? And if you go directly across, boom, it lands on a 6, 6 right here. And before that, you also have a 6, 6. So that's another thing, is that these sequence here can affect these sequence over here not a day before, but it's this 6 numbers occurred at this particular date, but it could affect this number here. So you got 2 sixes, there's 6, 6. And then we created another 2 sixes right here. So let's go on to another concept here. Oh, another thing is that one way that you could express these sixes is by this number here. You do it by the number 46, but in this case, it created a 64. Now, 46 carries the statement 4 sixes. In other words, you would read it like this: 4 sixes. What is 4 sixes? 6, 6, 6, 6. So that's also a relational sequence right there. Let's go on to another concept here. We got the here's the 28, right? So this is the calendar date. 28. So the 28 is equal to 14 and plus 14, right? So we got a 28 right here, and then we have a 14, 14. So that's another reason why the sequence occurred here. We got, see, the date 29. Here's the 29. And let me see. Let me try to figure out what I was trying to do here. 29 is equal to 8. Okay, so here it is. So the 29 here on the date can influence this date, this particular date. So this is the future right here, and it had an effect on this sequence right here. And so it created this 29, as you could see. And so you gotta look at these dates, because they could influence the sequences for sure. So over here we also have the 22. Look at the 22 right here, right? So 22 is equal to 2 and sequencing to a 20. So right here you have, okay, so right here you have 22, right? This is the future. So if you're over here, you look at this date, there's a possibility that you will have a 20 sequence to 2 because of this sequence right here. So it's all related. A lot of it's related to your calendar date. So look at that, and that explains how this 22 was created, because of this 22 right here. So you could, in other words, if you have a 20 here, right, and you're going to be playing this date here, these particular numbers, because you know that the 20 linking to a 2 could create a 22, so that's something you want to consider. So let's go on to okay, let's see, let's go this 19. Okay, this number here, this is 29 here. This number here, the 19 linking to 2, that makes 29. So this number created this 29 right here, and it's in it. What bridges this number is the 14, which is the I-form statement. So you have so this is what you called a soft here. I think this is it. This is a soft 29. It creates it here like this. This is using the R statement, and this is 29, and this is 29. So we're speaking 29 here, and as you can see, there's no 29 here, but it got created right here, 29. So there's like a melting pot here, and it's boiling, and it's expressing itself. So this 2 linking to a 9 makes 29. This is what they call a soft 29. And over here you got a 29, and hasn't been created. It wasn't created here. It wasn't created here, but it was created over here. So it's going to happen. And so let's go on to another concept. Here we got the 28 is equal to 8, 8. It has a statement 2 8s. This is 2 8s is 8, 8, and that's equal to 16. So let's find 28 here. Okay, here's 28 right here, right? And so in other words, you have 2, 8, that's 28. And 28, as I've already said, is equal to 8, 8, and that's equal to 16. So this 28 sequence to this 16 right here. So you want to think logically. You got a 28 there. It's possible that this sequence is going to carry a 16, and it did in the bonus area. And I think I've already explained this. This is the 35 concept right here, where you have 50. This is 53, but it's also equal to 35 as a reverse sequence. So know that 15 plus the 15 is equal to a 35, because the 35 carries the statement 3 5s, which is 5 5 5, and 5 plus 5 plus 5 is equal to 15. Alright, so I hope that you enjoyed this sequence here. I'll be focusing in on the Mega and probably Super Lotto. I don't know, maybe the Fantasy 5, but because a lot of people are really interested. Now these sequences that are either the Mega or Super, they're all the same, and in fact they're almost the same as Lotto. The only thing about not Lotto but roulette, they're almost like roulette. I'd say like 90%. Of the only thing about roulette is that you do have to sequence zeros and double zeros, and that's a little that's something that you incorporate within roulette, but it's not related to Lotto. But it's very very similar. So if you want, you could look at my roulette videos, and they're relative to Lotto. So I'll be getting, like I said, I'd like to get into Mega, because a lot of people are into the Mega and Powerball and the Super Lotto. So I hope you enjoy this, and we'll see you in the next sequence.